show me. I actually can't. I've never seen your face contorted like that. Go. So I'm basically just trying to find things to fill my time that is peaceful, meditative. That isn't on a screen. But yeah, I think part of it is I'm reading this book by Patti Smith called Just Kids. And I actually didn't realize it was like a memoir. And it's basically about her growing up in New York with her soulmate. And it's the 60s and it just sounds so like simple. And they just, you know, get pleasure out of playing records and like sitting together and drawing for hours. And I'm like, I just want to go back to the old days. I saw this TikTok. I hate saying, oh, I saw this TikTok, but I did, admittedly. And it was how things have changed so much between now and like the 60s, 70s, 80s, and like how we've lost so much character, we've lost so much originality, we've lost so much joy. Let's just all tap into living in the 60s. Like, I'm just sitting here listening to Daniel Caesar and drawing, and I feel so content. I feel so content now. Okay, I mean, this looks pretty crap, but whatever. Let's add some shading. This is actually really relaxing. Because if I wasn't doing this, realistically, what would I be doing? Scrolling. Consuming, I don't know how many different videos and forms of content in such a short space of time. And I don't know about you guys, but my dopamine receptors are fried. My attention span is so poor. Okay, you actually don't need to see it up close because it actually turned out quite, yeah, childlike. Anyways, here's a little... It's fine, it's all in the process. I am really trying to figure out why I have been feeling this nostalgic. But I've also been reading a lot about something called the Saturn return, which has been talked about online, and Ariana Grande's latest album, Eternal Sunshine, which is it's the blood that flows through my veins. She has a song called Saturn Interlude, and it's got the voice of, I can't remember her name, but she's got YouTube videos where she basically talks about the Saturn return. And I think that probably has a big thing to do with it, because apparently your Saturn return starts when you're 29.5 and I'm literally 29.4. So why did I say 0.5? 29 and a half, and I'm literally 29 and a half. And not that there needs to be a reason for why I'm feeling this. I just think there's a like a comfort in being like, okay, it's not just me being like really anxious. But basically your Saturn return is when, I think think everyone gets one. So it's like the end of your 20s, the end of your 50s, and the end of your 80s or something like that. And the Saturn return in the end of your 20s is the transition from youth to adulthood. Obviously there's this like unspoken immense amount of pressure on people that are 30, and like the milestones that you're meant to have hit. There's this like crazy pressure, and I think thankfully like one of the good things about this generation is that we've kind of said like screw you to the story that for generations has kind of been what people follow. You meet someone when you're young, you get married, you have kids, you buy a house. That's very much kind of like a traditional way of living, and I feel like this generation has actually been like, actually that's not how everyone wants to do it. We've just kind of fractured the norms a little bit. I feel like I'm going through my Saturn return right now, and it's kind of exciting if you read about it and you kind of take it as like a time of excitement and reflection and growth rather than a time of fear, which like this age and like turning 30 can easily be like a really fearful time, and I definitely have felt fear at points, because yeah, it's not an easy time, especially for women. I will say it's particularly tricky time for women, because I feel like as women we have more societal norms that we should be fulfilling, aka babies. Anyways, it's time for me to go for a run. Cute. Just walking through the tunnel of doom. Work it, girl. Even on. It is. So I like it like that. They don't work 9 to 5, they work. I'm doing you. Is that not huge? Like an iPad kid. Where's actually, yeah, okay, that one can be like a conversation. Where's Vanya right now? Morocco. She's back, but she was in Morocco. Marrakesh. Marrakesh. Sitting so far apart. Yeah, because you really want to post them. You look so ugly. Show me. I actually can't. I've never seen your face contorted like that. Look at that one. You literally don't have a chin. Dad said, "Who is that?" You bitch, I really want to post that. A little bit of sky that you can see.